Okay. Then we'll start with actually. So first, let us take with the lab session first. Okay. Let me see. We'll see how all the lab program, all 5 programs will work along with the SQL, and which platform you are using in your systems in your college.
Oracle Tangi, ma'am.
Oracle. Okay, fine. Okay. Then first, let us see. So how to get to interact with the DBMS environment and how you are going to create your user by your name. Then how you can get connected to the DBMS environment, and we'll take the first lab sessions and we'll execute how you are going to create the table, how the insertion is to be done, and how you are going to retrieve the information or the query information and all these things. That is what the today's session that first will be concentrating on these things. Okay. Okay, here, this is the screen. Now there is a SQL prompt here. The first here, what we have to do is that we need to create the username. I need actually how I am going to provide and security to my database application is that. So to provide and the security for the my database application, first I should create the users here. So how to create the user here? For that command is create user. Username is, let us take actually the Vindhya1. Okay. Create username, then identified by password. Okay, then enter. So it's giving an error saying that create. Why actually? So here it should be what exactly the create. What is the spelling? We have done the mistake here. So how you are going to create the things? So create username is Vindhya1, then identified by password. Now actually it is giving that what exactly the user is created here. Then after once if the user is created, now what exactly I must give and I must grant and permission to get connected to that particular the user here. So in order to provide or in order to grant and permission to get connected to the user is, I must make use of another command that is grant, then connect, comma, resource to, which is the username that I have created, Vindhya1, then again identified by password. Now actually it is giving grant succeeded. That means what we have done is that we have created the user and we have what exactly we have given in permission to make use of all the resources of the DBMS environment for which user that we have created here. Okay. So that is grant, connect, comma, resource to Vindhya1 identified by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then after that, what we have to do is that we need to get, so here what we have to do is that we need to get connected to that particular the username. For that, use the connect command here. When you use the connect command, again, it will be asking for enter the username here. So when you enter the username, which user I have created here, Vindhya1. Then what is the password? That is the password that I should enter here. Now actually, so now we got the SQL prompt. That means what we have done is that we have created the username here. So okay, so we have created the username. Then along with that, what exactly we have given in the resources, provide or grant and resources to get connected to that particular the user. Then after that, now I have connected my user. That is, if I am the user is have now what by using this connect command, I have connected from username to the particular the DBMS environment by using the command that is the connect. Now what exactly? Now I am under the my username here. Now whatever the tables or the relations that you want to create, that you can go on working with that in your username under your username. This is how you can provide and how you can give and security your security for your the database here. Okay. Now. So here, what exactly? Here now we are under actually the SQL prompt. Suppose here I want to see whether the tables has been existed or not. Which is the command? The select star from table. Okay, then here missing. So here in this case, what it is giving actually? So it is giving a missing left parenthesis. What do you mean by that? Because here, so still now what we have done actually, so we have not yet created an any table here. So we have not yet created an any particular the table here. So how you can get connected or how you can create an any a table is that. So what is the command? Can you tell me which is the command that is used for creation of a relation here? Before using that, I'll let you the things here. In DBMS terminology, so here the table is to be called actually the relation, okay? And the column is to be called as an the attribute, and the tuple is called actually the rows here, okay? So here, this is how we can use how we can get use actually the table. Now you can make use of the table, the tuples, and also as well as the attributes. And whatever the values that you are going to insert into your table, those values will be called it as in the domain here. Okay, so these are all the things are very important that you need to specify here. So now, suppose I want to create one table here. So which is the command that I must use to create the table? So create table. What is the table name? Let us take actually, I'm going to create one table called the student. Then open the parenthesis after the student, open the parenthesis. Here, so let us take, I'm going to enter and student name. That is the one of the attribute. Then followed by, I must specify the data type for the student name here. So what is the data type? I'll be using actually the var character of, let us take the 4 here. So that means here, the data type, there will be the different types of the data types are used here. It may be the integer or the float or the double or the character and the var character. And also we'll also have the date. In order to mention the date, we'll have the one data type for the date is date itself here. Okay, that is, these are all the different types of the these are all the different types of the data types is used here. Now let us see. Let you say one thing here. What is the difference between the character and the var character here? So here in the character, what is the difference between the character and the var character means? If I use the character, so the default the 32 bytes is going to be occupied for one particular the field here. Suppose here in this, even for the character also var character. Suppose if I use the character and if I pass only the parameter as the 4, that means I'm going to make use of a 4-digit, 4 fields here or the 4 bytes here. What will happen here in the case of a character? Out of the 32, if I'm making only and 44 bytes here, the remaining bytes is what exactly it's going to be wasted in case of actually the character here. But this will not be happen in case of the var character. Even though if I occupy only yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, few students are waiting to join the meeting, ma'am. So please let them in.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
One minute. Okay, I think all are joined now. Okay. So okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
create table student estim that what actually. So what is the difference between the character and var character? In the character, actually the memory, the remaining bytes of and the memory is going to be wasted, but this will not be happen in case of actually the var character here. That is what the major difference between the character and the var character. Always, whenever if you want to create any relation, it's better to make use of actually the var character here. Okay. Please mute your videos or mute. Okay. Then after that, let us take, I'm going to add the one more the thing here, that is student number. Then for that, I'm going to take actually the data type as an integer here. Now let us take it actually only with these two attributes for the basic thing here. So now here what you have done is the table has been created here. Then how to check whether the table has been created or not? So for that what we have to do is that we must make use of one of the command, select star from, which is the table that we have created here, the student here. So now you can see that the no rows are selected. That means what it gives actually, now the table has been created, but still now we have not yet inserted any values to that particular the table. That's why it is giving like what exactly the no rows are selected here. So suppose if you want to see the description of the table, you must give the command that is description space the table naming. Yeah. So now you can see that what actually, so when you give the description and followed by the table name, it is giving actually how many attributes you have used and what is the data type that you have used for this var character. Even though you can see that while creating the table, here for the sum have mentioned as an integer. But here in this case, what will happen actually? So the default, it has taken actually the number here. Now you can see, now I think all of you got how to create the table here. Now let us see how you are going to insert and values into that particular the table. So in order to insert and value to the table, we have the command like insert into the table. What is the table here? That is the student. Then values. Values is the keyword that is used with respect to the insert command here. So insert into the student values. Here so what we are using actually, so you can see here the first, which is that S name, student name. Let us take actually the Abhijit. Okay. Then one more thing you have to mention, you have to keep it in mind that if you are entering an character wise of the character form of and the values, so always these values must be enclosed or must be what exactly enclosed with the quotes here. And if it is an integer value, the integer values are no need to enclose with the quotes here. So Abhijit and the student name is, let us take the 12 here. Then close the bracket and end it with the semicolon. So as we know that here, one more thing, here it is giving a message that is value too large for the column this one, student. Why? Because actually for the yes thing, how much the parameters, how much the bytes that have passed with respect to the var character 4. But here we have given actually this so much here because of that. So it is giving and the value is too much enough here. Okay, now let us give like this. Okay, now what exactly? The one row has been created. That means one row you have created here. So this is how you are going to insert into the single row here. Suppose like that, as we know that the table means the table can contain any number of the rows here. Suppose if you want to insert a more number of the rows here, in such situation what you have to do is that, so instead of inserting the each row individually,